When people hear the Ten Commandments, they usually think of something old, religious, and maybe a little outdated. But when you really break them down, they're not just ancient rules. They're more like common sense life advice that just still fits today. You don't have to be super religious to see that they deal with problems and habits people still struggle with. I mean, if anything, they're kind of like timeless because human nature hasn't really changed that much. I mean, the first few commandments are about putting God first and not worshiping idols. In simple terms, it's about priorities. Back then, idols were statues or fake gods, but today it could be anything we let take over our lives: money, fame, even our phones. A lot of us spend hours scrolling on TikTok or stressing over likes on Instagram. That's basically modern idolatry. The commandment is like saying, don't let dumb stuff run your life. Focus on what really matters. There's also the commandment about not using God's name carelessly. Back then, it was serious because God's name meant respect. Now it's less about formal religion and more about how we treat things we claim to value. Like if you constantly trash talk your friends, can you really say you respect them? The same ideas apply here. Don't treat sacred or important things like they're cheap. Then there's the Sabbath. Originally, it meant resting one day a week to focus on God. In today's world, it's more like a reminder to chill out. People are obsessed with grinding 24/7, for example, work, school, side hustles, everything. But if you never stop, you burn out fast. Taking a day off isn't lazy, it's just being healthy. The Sabbath commandment is basically saying don't forget to take care of yourself and slow down once in a while. Then after that, the commandments switch gears and focus on how we treat other people. Honor your father and mother is one. Families aren't perfect. Some are even really tough. But deep down, it's about remembering where you came from and showing gratitude. Even if parents make mistakes, most of them did their best, and respecting that effort, it really matters. Then we get to the obvious ones like don't kill and don't steal. These are pretty clear, but they also have a deeper side. Killing isn't just about physically taking someone's life. It could also mean tearing someone down emotionally or mentally. Stealing doesn't mean robbing a store. It can mean stealing someone's trust, their peace of mind, or even their credit on a group project. Don't lie is another that feels super relevant today. We live in an era of fake news, online scams, and people lying about their lives on social media for clout. Honesty is rare, but it's also what makes relationships and communities actually work. Once people stop telling the truth, everything falls apart. Then the last commandment is about not coveting, which is basically not being jealous of what others have. Honestly, this is one that might be the hardest in the modern world. Everywhere we look, people are posting vacations, cars, clothes, or just the perfect version of themselves. It's almost impossible not to compare yourself. But the commandment is saying, focus on your own lane. Constant envy just makes you miserable. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't do anything for you. Really change at all. But when you look at the commandments this way, they don't feel ancient at all. They read more like a guide on how not to ruin your relationships, your health, or your sanity. They're about respect for God, for yourself, and for others. Whether you're religious or not, the basic point is the same. Life goes better when you're honest, when you respect people, and when you don't let jealousy eat you up. It's kind of wild that the same rules written thousands of years ago can still make sense in a world full of iPhones, Wi-Fi, and Netflix. But that just proves that human struggles really don't change.